This video should be used in combination with the installation instructions provided with your HYDRO-BLOK products. If you have any questions, contact your HYDRO-BLOK representative before you start installation. The drain pipe must be centered through a 5-inch round opening in the subfloor and should be securely fastened below the subfloor before installing the pan. Cut your 2-inch drain pipe flush to the subfloor. Cut your shower pan to fit the desired area, leaving an 1/8-inch gap around the perimeter. Cut a new notch in the pan to replicate the factory notch on any cut edges. Now apply a continuous 1/4-inch bead of HYDRO-BLOK joint sealant around the top edge of the second notch inside the brass drain profile, ensuring that the bead is not broken. Remove the drain nut and both gaskets from the outside of the drain, as well as the solid brass caulking nut and rubber gasket from the inside of the drain body. Now press the solid brass drain body into the joint sealant and seal it firmly into the second notch in the black shower pan drain base. On the underside of the drain, slide the black rubber gasket and then the white fiber gasket over the drain body threads. We recommend holding the drain body from the top of the shower pan to ensure it remains seated. Now thread the solid brass locking nut onto the drain body. Hand tighten the locking nut until the gaskets are snug against the stainless steel support ring on the underside of the shower pan. Check the positioning of the drain body to ensure it's in the proper position and wipe away any excess sealant from the top of the solid brass drain body using citrus wipes or paper towel. Now dry fit the pan in place. Apply modified thin set with a minimum 3/8 by 3/8 notch trowel. Starting at the back of the shower area, troweling towards the front. Ensure the trowel lines are pointing to the front or curb of your shower pan. This will ensure there will be no air voids in the installation. Do not cross-channel trowel lines, or air cannot escape. Lower the shower pan into place and ensure it's level and in the proper position on the subfloor before pressing it into place by walking on the surface. Slide the rubber caulking gasket bevel side up over the 2-inch drain pipe until it's flush with the top of your drain pipe. Now thread the solid brass caulking nut into the drain body to compress the rubber gasket onto the 2-inch drain pipe until it's hand tight. Use the flat tightening key with a flat blade screwdriver to further tighten the caulking nut. Plan and measure your cuts for installing wallboard on one side of the shower. We recommend starting with the back of the shower area. Cut the HYDRO-BLOK wallboard to size with a utility knife or power saw and a straight edge. Apply a 1/2-inch continuous bead of joint sealant in the shower pan notch. Press the wallboard firmly into the shower pan notch. Fasten the wallboard to the studs using HYDRO-BLOK screws and washers. Place the first washer 12 inches up from the bottom of the shower pan. Continue placing washers and screws every 12 inches along each stud. Then apply a continuous 1/2-inch bead of joint sealant into the corner seam of the shower pan. Use the corner putty knife to smooth out the sealant so that there's at least 1 inch of sealant on either side of the seams. Cut a length of 2-inch mesh tape 2 inches shorter than the seam length. Then press the mesh into the joint sealant along the seam starting at the center. To install wallboard adjacent to previously installed wallboard, apply a 1/2-inch continuous bead of joint sealant down the side of the existing wallboard and into the shower pan notch. Angle the new sheet of wallboard into place so it seats firmly into the bead of joint sealant on edge of the existing wallboard. Then position the wallboard firmly into the notch of the shower pan. Then secure each sheet of wallboard with HYDRO-BLOK screws and washers as you go. Apply a 1/2-inch continuous bead of joint sealant along all seams and smooth out with the flat or corner putty knives. Remember to apply mesh tape along any seam between the shower pan and wallboard. Now fully cover all screws and washers with a joint sealant and smooth out with the flat putty knife. Carefully measure the opening for your shower curb. Cut the curb so that it's 1/8 inch shorter than the distance between the two walls. HYDRO-BLOK shower curbs may be cut with an appropriate handsaw or similar tool. Dry fit the shower curb in place before installing. Trowel thinset out from the shower pan edge to the edge of the curb location. Trowel away from the pan in one direction. Now apply thinset on the underside of the shower curb with the smoothest edge of the trowel. Apply a 1/2 inch continuous bead of joint sealant along the shower pan notch as well as the exposed foam edge of the shower pan. Apply a generous amount of joint sealant to the wallboard where the ends of the shower curb will be located and to each end of the shower curb. Position the shower curb, ensuring the curb is firmly pressed into place against the shower pan notch and the thinset on the subfloor. Place the curb from the top down at a slight angle to avoid the thinset from contacting or mixing with the joint sealant. Now remove any excess thinset and use a level and square to check the proper placement of the curb, ensuring there is a slight angle into the shower. Apply a continuous 1/2 inch bead of joint sealant into the seams where the shower meets the curb or wallboard. Smooth out the joint sealant with the putty knives. Apply the 2-inch mesh tape included with the shower pan along the joint between the shower pan and curb and to the top of the curb where it meets the wallboard. Cover the mesh tape with an additional continuous bead of joint sealant and smooth out with the putty knives. The HYDRO-BLOK mini curb is 2 inches wide by 2.5 inches tall. The standard HYDRO-BLOK shower curbs are a larger 3.5 inches wide by 4 inches tall. HYDRO-BLOK joint sealant will cure underwater, allowing immediate flood testing. After approximately 1 hour at room temperature, the HYDRO-BLOK joint sealant will skin over, and thinset and tile or stone can be applied.